Hey guys, today I wanted to demonstrate and show you how to build voice controlled video surveillance using Raspberry Pi and Google Machine Learning APIs. So basically this setup can be invoked using your voice, and then Google Assistant actually responds upon your request. That's how it works. And then the use case is like, let's say there is a blind man in a home all alone, and then someone rings the doorbell and he had no clue who is at the door. So in that case, what he can actually do is he can probably ask Google for its help, probably this setup. So probably he would just ask, hey Google, who is at the door? So what really happens behind the scene is Raspberry Pi actually takes the picture at the door and sends to Google Machine Learning API, and then Machine Learning API responds back to Dialogflow, and the same response is provided to the user as the response. Probably like it's a car, it's a dog, it's a cat, it's a pizza delivery boy, whatever it might be, something like that. So he at least have some idea who is at the door. So basically, if you see the presentation, this is how the workflow is built, this setup is built. So what happens is, initially the user actually says who is at the door, and the Dialogflow actually receives that and passes it and sends to Google Cloud Function, and then Google Cloud Function sends to Python web app. And what really happens is Raspberry Pi actually takes picture every 30 seconds and sends to Python web app, and then whenever the request comes from the user, the web app actually takes the latest picture and sends to Google Machine Learning API and responds back to the user upon his request. That's how it works. So in my case, I actually wanted to use Google Cloud Function. That's the only intention I have used, but there is not at all a necessity to use Google Cloud Function. You can actually eliminate that. You can directly trigger an API from Dialogflow to Python web app. So in my case, it's just that I just wanted to try the Google Cloud Function. That's the only reason I'm using it. Hope it's all clear now, and let's jump on to a demo so that it would be more clear. Let me open Actions on Google, and let me trigger this is how I invoke my application.
Okay, let's get the test version of Shabari's Raspberry Pi Camera 7000.
Hey Google, who is at the door?
It must be one among green, toy vehicle, model car, vehicle or combination of them.
So if you see, it just prompted saying that it might be a green toy vehicle, a model car, vehicle, or combination of them. So let's see what actually my Raspberry Pi triggered. I mean the picture the Raspberry Pi camera actually took. Let me go to Raspberry Pi camera. So this is my Raspberry Pi setup. So demo 1 is the picture. If you see, I just have two small toy cars. One of them is blue, so that's the and one of them is like yellow or green, so it understood as a green. That's the reason it just responded. So that's the reason. I mean, at least now you have an overall view of what is happening where the camera is located. It's it. So that's how it works. So back to the presentation. Now let's see how each of these blocks are built. So first is the dialog flow. Let me open the dialog flow console. So I just created an intent called Google Vision intent, and then I'm invoking using Google Assistant. That's the reason you see actions on Google here. And then I just gave some training phrases, and here I'm just using webhook. So in the fulfillment you see my webhook, so that is actually pointing to my cloud function. As I mentioned, it is not necessary to use cloud function. The only reason I have used here is I just want to try out this. That's the only reason. Here you can actually invoke your web application directly. It should work the same way. So this is my cloud function. So now let's go to my cloud function. It's a Google, it's called something called Google Cloud function. So this is my Google Cloud function. I'm just invoking it. I just use the hello world program, and then I'm triggering my web app. This is the web app I'm running on Amazon EC2 machine. So let's, if you see 382, that's my IP, and if you see this is the same IP here, I can log into that. If you see, I'm running the web app here, and so here what really happens is, let me go to the actual file where so this is the actual file which is invoked by the web app, and then the Google machine learning API is triggered from here. If you see, so for every 30 seconds my Raspberry Pi actually sends a image to web app, and then it is processed and sent to Google machine learning API. So here I am using type as label detection. There are a few other types like face detection and other things, but here I am just using label detection. So this is how it is triggered. So basically now I actually covered all the parts in this presentation. So I will create a document for all of these stuff and then update in my blog. You can go and check it for more detailed explanation. Thanks for watching. Thank you.